Chapter 28. Carl had 3 officers and 2 civilians with him. The rest of the party had spread out to cover more ground searching for the monster. "Any sign of it?" he asked into his walkie. "Nothing yet," replied an officer. "All right, keep an eye out." The sound of footsteps and a muffled voice caught Carl's attention. He turned to see he had one less man with him. An officer with the last name of Thompson. Thompson? Thompson! There was a blood-curdling scream followed by said officer's body being thrown down from above. Carl and the remaining 4 looked up to see the creature drop down from the trees. They immediately fired their guns, but the thing lunged at another gunman and gutted him with the hatchet before running into the woods. "Damn it!" Carl grabbed his walkie. "Follow that thing!" Jerry heard the chief's voice over his walkie. "Jerry, that thing killed Thompson. Keep your eyes open. It's coming your way." "Shit!" Jerry looked at the group he was with. "Keep a lookout." Everyone kept their guns ready. Joey held the dogs back as best he could. "Stay close, bro," JJ said. A couple of his and Bubba's friends, along with another officer, took a few steps and stopped. "What do you see?" Todd asked. The officer shushed him. "You hear that? No birds. No bugs or any wildlife. Completely silent." Within a split second, the officer dropped to the ground from East's stolen hatchet that was launched into his face. Everyone jumped at the sight. "Holy shit!" Bubba screamed at his friends. "Get the fuck back over here!" The creature lunged out of the woods and slashed both friends with its antlers. Jerry gave the order to shoot as it yanked the hatchet out of the dead cop's head and charged. It managed to slice another officer's throat with the hatchet before JJ was able to get 3 shots point blank. The thing climbed up another tree to avoid more gunfire and disappeared. "Jerry!" Carl and his group arrived. "Where the fuck is it?" a gunman asked. 3 shots to the chest and it ran off, JJ said. "Took out that cop and 2 of my boys," Bubba added. "That thing is just picking us off one by one," Jerry said. Gunshots rang out through the trees, followed by more men screaming. Joey noticed Spazzy and Coco were going crazy, pulling in the direction of the gunshot. "Let them go, Joey," Todd ordered. Reluctantly, he let the dogs go. They sprinted into the forest with the group hot on their tail. They ran through the endless rows of trees before they found the dogs sniffing around 4 freshly mangled bodies. Joey grabbed the leashes so they wouldn't go too far. "Jesus Christ," Todd said. "It's a fucking slaughter." "Guys, over here!" Tim's voice called everyone over to him and Andre, who was leaned up against a tree, his hand pressed against his side. Carl, Jerry, and a few other officers rushed over to examine his wounds. "Son of a bitch got me when I wasn't looking," Andre said. "I managed to get a few shots in before it took off," Tim said. "Wasn't able to do the same for the rest." He gestured to the bodies. As they helped Andre up, the dogs started growling and pulling at their leashes. Everyone looked in their direction and saw the monster standing 20 feet away from them. Carl looked at the remaining gunmen. "Get him out of here!" He pumped around into his shotgun. "We got this." With the exception of Todd, Joey, JJ, and Bubba, everyone who wasn't a police officer helped Tim lift Andre up and escort him through the woods. The creature, realizing less men meant less firepower, rushed the group. Everyone fired their weapons, but the thing used the trees as cover as it closed in. It launched the hatchet, hitting Todd in the shoulder. Joey let the dogs loose as a distraction to help his uncle while the others covered them with gunfire. Spazzy and Coco managed to draw their attention by biting and nipping at its legs, avoiding its antlers the best they could. Unfortunately, with the amount of thick trees in the area, the dogs, and everyone's reluctance to accidentally shoot them, the creature took advantage of the situation. It tossed Spazzy and Coco aside, gutted one other officer with its antlers, and injured Jerry by slashing his chest. Then it launched itself at JJ and Bubba before Carl stepped in. Joey watched as he tried to get Todd away from the fight. He dropped the hatchet and picked up Todd's rifle. He didn't know exactly where to go, but standing around was not an option. "Joey, shoot it," Todd ordered. "What?" "Take the fucking rifle and shoot that thing." Joey didn't hesitate. He held up the rifle, looked through the scope to see Carl struggling with the creature. He took a deep breath, then fired. The bullet hit the monster in the back, but it didn't go down. Instead, it tossed the chief of police aside and looked directly at him. "Shit!" The thing charged, disregarding everyone else. It picked up the hatchet as it reached Joey and Todd. The creature raised it up high and brought it down to deliver a killing blow. Joey closed his eyes in anticipation of the blade breaking through his skin and bones, but that feeling never came. He took a quick look back and saw East had a firm grip on the thing's arm.
"Get Dad out of here."
East's voice was cold and almost uncaring, but Joey followed his instructions without question. He helped Todd through the woods, even taking off his jacket to help stop the bleeding. His mind raced with questions. Where did East disappear to? Was he using us as bait to draw out that thing? East and the creature locked eyes as Joey and Todd got away. With a quick elbow to the face, he knocked the creature to the ground. He then pulled out his side to stab, but the creature blocked it with its antlers and twisted the weapon out of his hand before kicking him back. The thing got back up and swung the hatchet. East jumped back and tried to stab it with his other side. It pierced the thing's shoulder, giving him the leverage to lift it in the air and look it in the eye.
Where is she?
He snarled. The creature didn't answer. Through its deformed face, it gave that same smile before spitting out 3 broken shards of teeth in his face, with East temporarily blinded. The creature raised its antlers and slashed his face in a downward motion. Blood slid down as he staggered back to wipe it out of his eyes. Once he regained his vision, East saw the thing standing against a tree, bruised and bloodied. It gave one last growl before retreating into the woods. Blood dripping down his face, swollen eye, cracked or possibly broken ribs. And still, East intended to finish this. He hurt that thing, and with the cops' help, they managed to drive it back, hopefully to its lair, where Rusty was being held.
Run,
he thought. Spazzy and Coco approached him, nudging him with their snouts to get his attention. He saw them, then saw his sai lying on the ground. He picked them up and noticed one of them had a green and red material along the blade. This was the one that he used to stab that thing. East looked at the dogs, then back at the sai. An idea formed.
Come here, you two.
He got hold of both of their leashes and wrapped them around his arm. Then he held out the bloody sai for them to sniff. They caught the scent and led East through the wood.
Find it.